Thanks a lot. We're going to talk about a syndrome that many people may have never heard about. It is called Angelman Syndrome. It occurs in 1 in every 15,000 births. It is a neurogenetic disorder similar to autism and cerebral palsy. And here to tell us more about Angelman Syndrome, are two moms who both have a child with AS. Stacy Cefalu along with Athena Jimenez. You have a daughter who's 15
Yes.
who has Angelman Syndrome, and you have a son who's 4 years old, Chase, who has this disorder.
Yes.
First, just tell us what symptoms you saw that made you think that something was wrong, because it is a spectrum disorder, sort of like autism, right?
Correct. With Chase, we started noticing right away around 6 months he wasn't meeting his developmental milestones. He wasn't babbling, cooing, doing those things that babies do.
Mm-hmm.
And then
and you have two older sons. This is a picture of Chase right here, but you have two older sons, so you kind of knew that things were not quite right.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And then he started having seizures, right?
Correct. At 18 months, he started having seizures, which led us to Children's and them doing numerous tests to find out why he was having seizures. And then eventually he was diagnosed with Angelman Syndrome.
Your daughter's 15. She's your oldest?
Yes, she's
okay.
my oldest.
So what did you notice?
She had a small head. That microcephaly is one of the symptoms. And also she had a lot of feeding issues. She had to be tube fed. She wasn't babbling. She wasn't cooing. And at about 9 months, her doctors were like, yeah, we think something's going on here, and sent us, and we got diagnosed at 15 months.
And she has cognitive delays as well? Okay. What sort of services does the Angelman Syndrome Foundation provide? What do families need?
So one of the biggest things is that they are funding research to help find treatments for a cure for Angelman syndrome, which is huge. But they also provide connections for families. This is a rare disorder, so there's not a lot of people that know exactly what we're going through as parents, so they help us get connected. And the other big thing is that they provide information on and training for communication, teaching our kids to communicate using iPads, because our kids can't talk, or they can only say a few words.
The verbal part of it is very difficult, I'm sure.
It is.
You know, to not know when your kids are in pain, and they can often, from what you've told me, seem happy when really it's kind of masking what might be pain or some other problems associated to the syndrome.
Correct.
The walk that you're having is May 21st, so it's not this weekend, but the following weekend, and it's at Hoyt Park. What are you hoping to do as part of this walk?
The main thing, I think, is to just raise awareness of what Angelman Syndrome is. A lot of times when I say Chase has Angelman Syndrome, they're like, oh, what is that? I've never heard of that before. So it's really to raise awareness for that, and then also to raise funds to support that research and education and resources that the ASF provides all of our families.
Long term, as you look at children with this syndrome, is it something that they manage rather than curing, or it's more like a treatment and managing symptoms?
Right now, it's managing symptoms, but we're really hoping to change that with the funds that we raise and the research that's being done to actually treat some of those symptoms and even help fix some of the problems that are caused by Angelman syndrome.
Yeah, and it sounds like such a wide variety of things that the kids experience. Difficult for families, but there's a way that you can help kids with Angelman syndrome. The inaugural walk, so the first one is happening Saturday, May 21st at Hoyt Park. Let's hope you have a beautiful day in Tosa. Registration starts at 8, and then the walk itself is at 9. You can go to angelman.org to find out more. Great to meet both of you. And I
You
hope
as
you have
well.
huge
Thank you
success.
very much.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for having us.
Thank you.